What's up, people? I am talking again about things that I think about and what goes on in the brain of Andy Derrick and some of the things that I've learned over the past probably 5 years, and I'm still diving into and learning. A lot of it's stuff about myself and the way that I process the world, that I interact with people, the ways that I've created a lot more pain in life and made things a lot more difficult than they had to be. And how I'm learning and growing through that. So yeah, it's been a beautiful process. And the thing that I was thinking about right now was this feeling that I've had for most of my life. Really, it's more of like an underlying thing of just fear of being found out as a fraud. I was just afraid that, if people really saw me, if they really knew what went on inside of me, if they really knew who I was, that they would think that I was a fraud. All of these great things that they thought about me. Because growing up and throughout a lot of my life, I've just felt celebrated in a way, and a lot of it was because I learned to do that from a young age, to do the things that I knew people would celebrate me for. And what happened was I started to be, in some ways, very subtly dishonest to myself, even, especially to myself, so that I could earn the praise and the celebration of others. And that's just a dangerous thing to start doing. And I've learned that now, that is the source of that fear of being a fraud. Because the truth is, for a lot of my life, in some ways, I have been a fraud. And I think we all can probably, I think everybody can relate to that feeling. Maybe I'm just trying to make myself feel better about it. But the truth is, I'm not a fraud, and there is an authentic, genuine, good, deeply good part of me that is the core. But because I didn't fully believe that, I didn't believe that if I gave people all of it, the real deal, all of the great stuff, all of the bad, ugly feelings, the insecurities, the parts of me that, the bad desires, the whatever, there were ways that I felt like if I showed that, people would not think the same of me. I wouldn't get the connection that I wanted. I would, basically, I think the deepest fear that I, mentally didn't go to, but if I chase the thought as far as I can, it is a fear that I would just end up completely alone and that I wouldn't have people that I was close to, which is just a sad thing, And so, what I did was I created this world that looked really good, and I could kind of like prop myself up with it, but I knew deep down that it wasn't completely real, and I was not connected to this genuine part of myself. And that's just in itself is just a sad thing, to feel distant from yourself at the end of the day. Like when you really get down to it and you're not, able to, when the lies, the dishonesty with yourself stops working, to feel like, man, I'm not who I've portrayed myself to be, and I don't even know who that is, and I don't know how exactly to get back there. And so that's a lot of the process that I've been on for quite a few years. And what it looks like for me is, can I look at the bad feelings and just be completely honest with myself in them? And a lot of it just starts with awareness. Can I just be aware of them and not make myself feel bad for the feelings? Because that's the thing that drove me to do the fake shit in the first place. That's what made me become a fraud in a lot of ways, is that I was afraid that my ugly was too ugly. And even though I can see where I love a lot of my friends and the people that I care about, exactly because I get to get in on the real stuff, and it doesn't drive me away from them, I actually a lot of times love them even more because I get to see that human side of them. But for myself, it'll feel like too much. And so I've been learning to look at, man, why can I give that grace to other people and I can't give it to myself? Like, what's the deal? Why can't I be kind towards myself when with another person, the first feeling I would have would be just understanding for them? able to really deeply understand those feelings. And for a while I was looking at those feelings in the face every day, and I couldn't ignore them, and basically was asking myself the question, like, am I okay with myself with this stuff here and with it on the surface? What if I never impress people again? What if I just, what if people don't understand me? Can I still be kind to myself and understand myself? And what I saw was this really beautiful part of me that's, this childlike part of me that only has always wanted all of the fake things that I did. It wasn't because I'm a bad person. It wasn't because I'm just a dishonest person. It was because I wanted to be connected and I wanted to be close to people, and I have the human desire to be loved and cherished. And so that was the root of it. It was this really beautiful place, and it's not something to hide or be ashamed of. So the more that I've looked at it, the more that I've sat with those feelings, they still come up, and I still catch myself hiding parts of myself. I still find myself I'll beat myself up for things about me, and doubt myself, all that jazz. But I can see, and it feels really good to be on a trajectory, at least, where I am coming closer to, as I've said in some other videos, becoming my own friend, and really just owning who I am, owning who I am in a way that I'm not going to compromise just to earn the affection of other people. My own respect and affection and me feeling good and close to myself is becoming more important to me than whether other people understand me. And I think that's a really good thing. And so I'm really curious if you felt some of those same things, if you felt like a fraud, or if you have felt distant from yourself, and if you feel some of those same dishonest tendencies in you in some ways. And I mean, maybe you don't, and I think for most people it takes looking at things from a different plane and going to a more honest level with yourself than you have in the past. Anyways, if you felt those things, I'd love to hear about it. I don't know where I'm posting this, but I assume it's somewhere where you can leave a comment. So if you want to leave a comment and tell me about it, or if you want to direct message me on Facebook or Instagram, or if you want to make a video back to me, you can email it to me. My email is andy.derrick, DERRICK, @artsquare.com. So the word art, square, like the shape.com. But yeah, I'd love to hear. This is stuff that I want to talk about more, and I really want to dive into it, people. So I'd be really curious to hear your thoughts. Thanks, guys. Bye.